latest GOP debate certainly was entertaining, but will it make a difference in the campaign? I'm joined by Politico Reporter Eliza Collins. Good to see you, Eliza.
Thanks so much for having me.
Well, before we begin our discussion, let's just play a little bit of what we heard from last night's debate.
This is what we're going to have.
Here's a guy that inherited $200 million. If he hadn't inherited $200 million, you know where Donald Trump would be right now? Selling watches in Manhattan.
Okay, there was a whole lot of that last night, Eliza.
There was.
I mean, what did you make of Marco Rubio's performance?
Well, Marco Rubio definitely came out to attack Donald Trump, which is something that he has kind of shied away from until now. So that was a big deal. He came out, guns blazing, bringing up all of these things about Trump's past and his business deals. And so he was ready to kind of take him on.
Of course, Trump is pretty quick at dishing it back out, though.
Yes, and Trump's had a lot of practice at that. But this is kind of one of the first times we've seen someone really just not shy away. Trump is probably a very hard person to confront, and we've seen with other candidates confronting Donald Trump doesn't work so well. So many people have dropped out after doing so. But Rubio seems like he really held his own last night. He was, researched. He came with a lot of stuff, and he went at Trump.
So I guess the real question is, will it make a difference? And at this point, we're still just talking about the race for second place.
Right, and that's the big question. I think Tuesday we'll have a lot more answers. That's Super Tuesday. There are a ton of states and a ton of delegates at play. And that's really going to show us if Marco Rubio actually has a chance, or if Donald Trump, and Ted Cruz also, if he has a chance, or if Donald Trump is going to just pave his way straight to the nomination. But Rubio's performance was strong last night. He finally brought up some things people have been pressuring him to do for a while. But the question is that too late? Why didn't he do that, in the first debate?
And who is he doing that for? Is it for the voters, or is it for potential big donors?
I think it's both. I think donors, he needs money to continue on. And so to show them, people have been pressuring him to take on Trump. So showing them he can, he's researched, he can hold his own. He had a really poor debate showing in New Hampshire. So coming out and saying, look, I'm still here, I still have it. I think that's huge. But also that clip's going to be shown over and over, and the voters care, and they want someone who can stand up and be strong. That's why so many people are attracted to Donald Trump in the first place. So I think it's a little bit of both.
Is this next week, in some ways, the most important week in the GOP race with Super Tuesday looming?
I think so. Super Tuesday is huge. That I think something like 25% of the delegates for the Republicans are at play. And that's really going to show, if Donald Trump takes all those states, he's straight on to the nomination. But if Cruz and Rubio can make some play for some of those, then I think that there's some more of a chance. Also, after Super Tuesday, some of those lower polling candidates are expected to drop out, which could mean some more support behind one of the other candidates to take on Trump.
So what should Rubio and Cruz do between now and then?
I think just really making a play for voters. And, what they're doing is kind of taking the other people on in the race, showing their records, differentiating themselves, and just getting out there in states where they could make a strong showing. Obviously, there's so many states, and they have different. Cruz is going to do better in some than Rubio, and Rubio is going to do better in others. So taking the states where they're going to be strong and just making a big play for voters, I think.
Eliza Collins of Politico, thanks so much for your time.
Thanks for having me.
I'm Rhonda Schaffler for TheStreet.